Well, good afternoon, and welcome to the Board of Education work session for Greeley Evans School District 6. Today is the 13th of August, 2023, and this meeting will now come to order. Ms. Lemon, will you call the roll for us, please?
Present.
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 Director Pappas?
Present.
Director Sullivan?
Present.
All board members present.
All right, thank you, Ms. Lemon. First on our agenda is our calendar review and community engagement. And so there is a calendar in front of you. And we have a busy calendar, as we always do this time of year. But we have a ribbon cutting tomorrow. No, wait, Wednesday, right?
Tomorrow. This is
Oh,
tomorrow.
oh, it's the 14th? Yeah. Okay. So
15th.
15th. Today's
It's Tuesday.
Today's the 14th. Sorry, I messed the day up. So ribbon cutting tomorrow at Jefferson. And that is this our last ribbon cutting?
Yep.
I think so. So
Yeah, we don't typically do them for the,
yeah, the additions
smaller
or
renovations. Yeah. So yes.
So this is our last big project and our last ribbon cutting. So try to be there if you can be. This will be exciting to see, our CTE Center in Jefferson High School. Then on the 17th, we have a tour of Heath Construction. Then we have a groundbreaking on Friday. That's the Boys and Girls Club. And Ms. Lemon, is that still, are we still okay to RSVP to that? So if you have it, but we need to do that today, tomorrow,
Within
Wednesday.
the next couple days, so we can let them know who's
Okay.
attending. Thank you.
So if you do want to go to that, please, because that's not our event, please let Ms. Lemon know by tomorrow.
The Heath Construction is lined out on my digital calendar. Is that wrong? Maybe
Did
I
you
said
say
I couldn't
decline
go.
it?
That's
Decline
why
it.
I can't go.
Yeah. If you
Sorry.
decline
Well, then we should all
Never mind.
cross it out.
That's why it's lined up.
Yep.
We have a school visit, our first school visit at Scott on the 22nd. Then we're back here in 2 weeks. CASB legislative tour. Dr. Pilch, can you give us a little bit of information on what
can.
that's going to be?
I can.
just
Do
so
you want
people
me to
can
do
make
it now,
plans?
or would you let me do it?
Are you planning to do that at another point?
I can do it now. And Miss Mash worked with us on this. She can help as well. So CASB chooses districts to tour, and this year they're focused on career and technical education programs, and so they'll be coming here because we'll be opening a new career and technical education center, and We have robust current technical education programs at each of our high school sites. So they'll be here that afternoon. There'll be some opportunity to interact with and engage with other CASB members who will be touring. And what else would you add, Ms.
And
Nash?
legislators, so
Oh,
they
yes.
invite our local representatives as well as the state senators and,
And the date is wrong on our
Yeah,
list. It should be 8/29.
is
not
8/29.
9.
So it is in August.
Mhm.
That's a Tuesday.
Yep. And so
Afternoon.
you can just be a part of the part that's in Greeley, or if you want to, you could drive to Denver, ride the bus, and go to all the schools along the way. I think there's lunch at Thompson Valley School, but they'll just be in Greeley at 2 o'clock. So you can
But
be
if you want to sign up for the whole thing, you certainly can. And so those of you who've been on the board a while, you might remember they came to Early College Academy a few years ago, and they had other board members with them. And
Yeah, it was a good event. We got to showcase quite a bit. It was nice.
Then into September, we have a school visit at Maplewood, and then the next board meeting on the 11th. School visit Winograd on the 12th. And I think we probably can stop right there, and that covers most, gets us more than a month out. But any questions, anything that we're missing?
Can I just ask, Amy, did you already send invites for those school visits? Was it during my hiatus?
No, so we were waiting on confirmation from the principals
Okay.
before we shared those calendar invites.
Okay.
We do have confirmation for most of those, so we'll get those calendar invites shared
Thank you.
this week.
Any other questions on calendar review, community engagement? Plenty to do.
President Matthews, may I bring up one opportunity?
Certainly.
The Evans Heritage Day. So in the past, we have reserved booth space.
Oh, right.
So if that's something that the board is interested in manning throughout the day, then we can reserve that. That's on Saturday, September 16th. And we do need to submit our application this week if we would like booth space.
Okay.
what are the times, Ms. Lemon? I'm looking on our handout here. 9.
So setup is between 7:30 and 9:30. All booths must be ready to go by 10. And then I believe we clean up around 7.
Can I just clarify? So in the past, we've had a booth there. Like last year, we had one for the MLO, and we've had one for the bond, and we've hosted that table. But I feel like there's also been a district table, or is that?
Transportation.
Transportation, okay.
But there's not a separate district table. So if you choose to participate in this, they do ask that you cover it for sure from 10 to 2. And then we would give you materials, District 6 materials to pass out and utilize at that time. Our strategic plan, report to the community, contact information.
Well,
I'd
let's,
also loan you our spinning wheel if you wanted to give out prizes that we did at the school kickoff. We have a few left over.
so that's Saturday, September 16th. Who might be able to make that? I mean, I can make some of it, but I doubt I can make all of it. Is there anybody else that's interested? Because if nobody else is interested in being there, we don't need to do it.
September 16th?
September 16th, I think is what you said.
I can.
I'm happy to do it, like you said, but I'm not happy to do all the setup and takedown, which has happened in the past, and be there for quite a while. So I don't know. Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, we might need to skip this year if
Yeah.
it's just Terry and I.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else that's interested?
Do you feel like it's useful? I mean, did the school kickoff. Maybe folks have the information they need. It's always good to be out in the community.
I think if we have a game or prizes or something, then it will attract people to your booth, and then it gives you an opportunity to talk about the school district. So I think that could be useful. It is not a really, really large event, but they do get some traffic.
So
When do we have to decide? When do we have to apply?
By Friday.
By Friday.
All right. But sounds like we might need to skip this year. So we'll plan on that unless I hear otherwise from board members. Anything else on our calendar? Community engagement. All right, moving right along. Next, we have a discussion of board committees, school liaisons, school visits from 8:20 to, or from 4:20 to 4:40. And Dr. Pilch, I will let you lead this one.
Thank you, President Matthews. So we have kept the school liaison assignments the same as this past year, knowing that there will be some board change in November, as Ms. Pappas certainly will go off. And then there's the likelihood or possibility for other new members as well. And so we've left the committees the same. The one thing that I would point, or the schools the same, the one thing I'd point out for Ms. Mash is we have dispersed early childhood. So there's not an early childhood center. We have early childhood at several sites. So I think it might be appropriate to take early childhood off.
Okay.
And then when we visit school sites, we will certainly make sure and include, our preschool programs when we visit those school sites. And then I guess I would just, if there's something that you all were looking for a change on this, we would need to know that, or any kind of a shift in any of these assignments. Then I'll just remind you that these are the schools that you would typically go to events that are open to the public. So like the parent back to school night, or concerts or plays, and some of those literacy nights, math nights, some of those kinds of events. We will put a calendar together for you, so you have a calendar that shows you the events that the schools you liaison with are hosting. Anthony and Stacy will work on that in the coming days to weeks to make sure you have those dates on your calendars. Then I'll just remind you that if you are invited to events that are not open to the public, let's say, an individual teacher invites you to their classroom to come and watch the new EL curriculum, I'd like for you to refer that back to me, and then we'll work with Amy to get everybody scheduled to see EL curriculum. So those kinds of things, we want to give everybody the same opportunity when they come up. What else, Amy? Anything else on school liaisons?
You covered it, thank you.
I don't. So we did not add the Current Technical Education Center, which is our latest new site. So we have Jefferson High School on here. Kyle, do you want to take Jefferson High School and Current Tech Ed, since you have Jefferson High School, and they're on the same site?
Yeah, that's fine.
Or you can give it to me since you took your own copy of the childhood.
So
What would that look like for current tech ed?
well, there could be some open houses, for
Yeah.
example, some parent nights. We don't really know yet. we
It's the first time.
We're,
I
we,
could do a
it's
welding
our first
demonstration.
time on it,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
Jenny? So we'll see, but so it's probably appropriate to include it this year with Jefferson High School, since they are on the same campus.
I could do a welding demonstration.
Yeah. Yes. Kent is working on welding. Did he make it? Oh, he made it. Shoot. Good.
I don't think I can weld anymore anyways.
And then we'll just keep the committees the same and then make changes as necessary.
Yeah, so let's talk about committees. Amy, I don't have that one. You were still, I think Lindsay was still printing that one for me, so I didn't have that one. It's on the back? No. Lindsay, can you help me with committees? I know you were working on it.
Yes, let me see if I can.
Okay, thanks. So I think that, I think that's up to you all on your committees that you serve on. If you make the decision, if you should want to make a change, for example, if there's a committee you're on that you can no longer continue to serve on, like Terry, you have the council of student reps, so if for some reason you feel like you can't do that, then we could look to reassign someone to that committee.
But I'm welcome to stay on it until my time is up.
Yeah, and so we left the committees the same as well. as we looked at them, just knowing that they're, that we're looking for possible changes in November, and then we'll reevaluate the committee
Perfect.
assignments as well.
I just came up with 6 off the top of my head. If you want me to read them off, I can, but I don't know.
6 that you're on?
No, total.
Oh, I was like, how did that happen?
You got
Ms.
DAC,
Mouch?
Student
Yeah.
Wellness, the CASB Delegate, the PLC Board, Council of Student Reps, and Dream Team. I don't know if we have a board member that goes to Success Foundation.
So that, I'm not on the Greeley Dream Team as a board member.
Oh, not as a board member. You're
No,
just a
I was on
community
the-
member on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was on the Dream Team board prior to getting on this board.
Okay.
So there is a district rep on the
But not
Greeley
a
Dream
district
Team.
board rep.
Right.
I don't think they include
No.
us as a board rep on
Okay.
theirs.
I mean, not that they couldn't or wouldn't if the board was at that place, but it's not part of it.
Okay. So I just come up with 5. I don't know if there's-
Other opportunities are the Community Council on Education.
That'll be board leadership for that, Amy.
Okay. And the Centennial BOCES Board?
Oh, yes.
What was that?
The Centennial BOCES Board, the CBOCES.
Which I think
What?
Ms. Pampas, wasn't it Ms. Pampas who agreed to do that for us?
Mhm.
Our board position on the Centennial BOCES board.
Oh, right. And they
Yeah.
have not, yes,
Yes.
yes.
And I think Director Bentley was the alternate. for that.
Right.
Is that correct?
And Ms. Mash is Casby.
And
Delegate.
Student Wellness right now. Dr. Bender would be welcome to go as well.
And then Ms. Sullivan, your District Accountability Committee. We have not had a position on the Success Foundation Board. I don't know if Megan Snyder had no, so I don't think that's one that we would look to fill.
I think Director Hafley and then Mueller were on the PLC, but I don't know if we have anyone serving.
And I don't know that they were actually serving as board
just in
representatives. I think that they had each been invited to be, it was part of their board service in the community.
Okay.
But we can certainly follow up with that and see if they're looking to have an ongoing board member. I think Mr. Hafley was asked, not as a school board member, but as a community member. And then when he went off, he asked Ms. Mueller
Oh, okay.
to fill in.
Mhm. And she mentioned to us when she left that
Yeah.
they weren't actively seeking a board member, if I
Okay.
recall correctly.
So right now, we don't have Dr. Camposvitzi or Mr. Norwood on a committee. Is that correct? Okay. Will there be some future opportunity? Probably.
Can I call dibs on Council of Student Reps?
I don't know. You can join at any time. They'll let you
Oh,
come.
that's
Any other questions, comments, anything else we need to know on our assignments for committees and schools and school visits? All right.
You will notice that there may be more school visits than you've seen in the past in the fall, because I know several of you mentioned to me a desire to see construction, but we've been in those buildings, and so we have a list of schools we haven't been in for quite a while, so I'm trying to get us into those schools. So you may see a few more this fall than you've seen in previous falls for that reason.
Next is our update from our superintendent. So back to you, Dr. Dilch.
Thank you. Well, I was asked by Mr. Matthews and Ms. Pappas at agenda setting just to provide some updates from over the summer, and some of you have been asking about some things as well, and so I wanted to get some information to you all about that. It's been a very, very busy, fast summer. Lots of construction, We did millions of dollars of work with really in less than 10 weeks of summer. And so Mr. Hinson and his team have been hopping, and the finance team has been working very quickly and diligently to get equipment ordered and furniture ordered, and these schools supplied with what they need to open and operate. We did open, or will open, or did open on time. Our last school to open will be tomorrow with the Fred Charter School of Innovation. They did not bring students in today, but they'll bring their entire student body in tomorrow. I think you all know from the memo I sent that at the grade levels K through 8, those students, first grade through 8th grade reported by alphabet, so A through M reported, or A through L reported today, and tomorrow M through Z will report. All high school students reported today, and our high schools were full. I had the opportunity to be out in a couple of them. Wow, they are very busy buildings with all the students back in them. And then kindergarten will start Thursday, and preschool will start as well. And so I do have some preschool update for you that I want to share this evening too before we wrap up. But Mr. Henson will give a detailed report on construction when we get into the regular business meeting. But it's been a busy summer, and lots of excited staffs and principals as they came back and see the improvements to the buildings and the new furniture and the flooring and those secure entries. We'll still be under construction for a good part of this school year, and then the new projects, or the final round of the newest projects, will actually begin their work with architects and designers this week and next, and then we'll begin to launch those projects before these others are even completely wrapped up. So really, just can't say enough about how grateful we are to our voters for the approval of this bond issue. Again, it's been a remarkable change in our district, and security cameras are coming in throughout the system. And I was at an elementary school last week where they were especially appreciative to finally have security cameras. And that actually is mill levy override dollars. Those security cameras are at the elementary level, at all levels. And then I know some of you will probably mention this as well, because several of you were there, but our back to school event on August 5th was just truly remarkable. And it's the largest event that we've ever seen in the district. This was the 9th year of the event, and 10th year was this year? 10th year of the event, and I better fix that in my notes so I have it right for the future. That's okay. 10th year of the event, and well, that would make sense because this was my 9th year to attend one, and you did it 1 year before I got here. We started that event at Greeley Central High School, and they quickly realized that we needed a much larger venue. I think people really appreciate being indoors. I think that's gone really well. But we had a significant turnout. Nearly 4,000 backpacks were given away, and almost double the number of student physicals were performed for student athletes for free by folks from Banner and other healthcare providers that volunteered their time. It was just really, really a good event. Lots of fun. Thank you to those of you who were able to be a part of that. We could not do that event without the tremendous support of our community and our staff and our educators who come out to help support that event. I did want to share with you all, and I don't know if Amy has it on the calendar yet, but we have a little bit of time yet for this, but we are planning a district-wide convocation program on Monday, September 25th in the morning. We will bring all of our district staff to Greeley West High School. We're told they will fit, so we'll cover the floor and have chairs on the floor, theater in the round style, and then we'll have all the bleachers out, and then we'll also be able to do some seating.
In the gymnasium?
Mm-hmm, in the gymnasium at Greeley West. Thanks for clarifying that, Mr. Matthews. I just assumed you all were envisioning the gymnasium with me. But we haven't brought our team to get our entire staff together since I think 2019. So lots of staff have been asking about a convocation and when could we do one again. And so we decided to wait until that September 25th. It's actually a non-student day, but staff report that day. So we look forward to that. We'll have a theme for Rally for District 6, which was the theme, those of you who were able to come to district leadership team, that was the theme we did when we brought all of our leaders back in July. And so we'll just continue that theme into this convocation. I hope you all will be able to join us at that event on September 25th in the morning. So we'll do a little grab and go breakfast and then go into the program after that. We do still have open positions in the district, of course, like every other school district in the state of Colorado. But we're looking actually better than we have in the past in terms of open positions. And were you able to get a final number on open positions?
Yes. The certified positions, we've got 38, and then we have about 56 classified positions.
Yeah.
They're hiring fast and furious today and this week for classified.
Good. Some of those certified positions are positions we've added also in just the last week or so. As we've been watching class sizes, we have added some educational assistants to come into the classroom in some areas where classes are larger than what we would like, and where we're not able to add a full classroom teacher because of space, and just numbers. But if you've got 28 in a kindergarten classroom, we'd like to be closer to 22, 23, and so it's not enough children to really create another classroom. But we'll bring in some extra support for the students and the teachers with educational assistance.
Can I just ask a question?
Uh-huh.
It might not be relevant at all, but so when people are applying for the classified position, if I recall correctly, they also had to take a work keys assessment. Is that still part of their hiring process?
Yes.
So they have to have that before they get hired, or do they?
We schedule that information. We schedule Ergomed for them. Not all positions have to do the work keys.
Okay. Just ones in the classroom?
Yeah,
or?
classroom positions.
Thank you.
And then you all have received some information on Universal Preschool in a couple of different formats, but I wanted to just share a little bit. And we've got Director Stacy, our Assistant Director of Preschool, Stacy Gershwin here, Tom Gribble, Director of Special Education, as well here to make sure I don't give you any misinformation. But I wanted to just be sure you all had a little bit more information about Universal Preschool, and then to get your questions on record, and we'll do the best we can to get those answered. As you all know, the legislature approved Universal Preschool for All in the state of Colorado this past legislative season. And as a result, we've been working really hard with the Colorado Department of Early Childhood and a program called Bridge Care that helps to enroll the students in that program. We brought most of our preschool back. We brought our preschool back into our own buildings, so we don't have outside preschool providers in our sites providing preschool to children. We are providing that preschool programming to our children here in the district, which we're able to do with the promise of funding. As you all have been made aware, initially we were promised that children in Colorado could access up to 30 hours, would access 30 hours of preschool. It seems now that not all children will be able to access 30 hours, and that those hours will be reduced in order to, for the program to be funded. So it's a moving target. We do have 520 total seats at 6 different locations here in District 6, and we're quickly filling the seats that are still open. So we have what do we have, Tom? 160 or so seats still open in the district. So we're still filling seats. What makes this really complex, and you may have understood this from the stuff I sent you all previously, is the parents had windows to go in and enroll in preschool, and they enrolled in the state system called Bridge Care. Then and then they requested where they would like their child to attend preschool. When a match was made, then the parent has to go back in and then register at that preschool site. So it's pretty cumbersome, and it's clunky. It doesn't speak, the different systems don't speak well with each other. And they are working at the state level diligently to try to get this to be more effective. But there've been some significant issues with the rollout of it, and our team here has certainly felt that. I do want to give a shout out to Stacy and her team. They have been working day and night to get as many children in a preschool as they possibly can.
What are the 6 schools first question. And second, I actually had a parent hit me up today. She got the phone call that she was accepted in, but she didn't get any information on where or how to do this, and nobody's been in contact with her. So if I could get her a phone number, I could pass it on, and then she can.
So the 6 schools are Scott, Billy Martinez, James Madison, K-8, Toynton, K-8, Shawshene Elementary, and Meeker Elementary. And then why don't you, Miss Sullivan, at the break, why don't you give me the name and a number, and then we'll follow up and see what the holdup is. That is not surprising at all that someone reached out to you and said that. I mean, every day we're hearing from families who are having a hard time navigating this very complex system. And
I missed one of the schools. I'm sorry. You said Scott, Billy Martinez, James Madison, Toynton, Meeker,
Shawshene.
Shawshene.
is
Okay,
the other
thank
one.
you.
And several of them are full, but there's still openings as well. So, overall, universal preschool is a really good thing for the state of Colorado, and but the implementation has been very disjointed and cumbersome and just not very effective, to be quite honest.
So when we were at Madison, the preschool office manager was in the classroom talking to parents and trying to get kids enrolled. So I've been part of these conversations through the Early Childhood Council, and now what you're saying, I'm just still confused about this. So if I'm a parent and I've not heard of this and I go to Madison's open house, can I just enroll for preschool that day? I have to go through this process.
Yeah. Daisy, do you want to respond to that?
Sure, absolutely. So that's what makes it so tricky, is that the family has to go into the bridge care system, and then they have to choose their top 5 spots. And then there will be a review period, then it will kick it over to my end, and then I will see whether or not the family's been matched with us. Once the family's been, if I see that, then I accept that family. Then the bridge care system will send a match back to the family and say you have been matched. Now they have to actually accept that match. And then it will come to my side, and then I will get that family information and then send them out a email, phone call, and then tell them they need to go to the district site to go on to the online registration.
It's very cumbersome.
The other piece that makes it difficult is the fact that when families are placed in the system, even if they haven't accepted the match, that actually fills up a seat. And so we can have a bunch of families that have decided that Madison, for example, is their spot to be at, but then they decided that they got accepted somewhere else as well. And so the system might send an email back to that to another family saying, sorry, there's no more spots. When in reality, there are some spots, but we have to have that family deny that before they can go back in and get the spot.
So what is your possible start date then for when preschool should kick
Oh,
off?
it'll start Thursday. We'll start preschool on time.
Okay.
Now, they may not all be here, and they may not all be full, but we'll start with the children we have on Thursday.
Thanks.
Yeah. So just one more reminder about this. This is its own department. It's the Colorado Department of Early Childhood that reports, and it reports directly to the governor's office. It is not under the Colorado Department of Ed. So our relationships with the Colorado Department of Ed, there's no additional assistance there. So I know Stacy's worked hard and her team has worked hard to develop relationships with the new Colorado Department of Early Childhood, but they're all new people, and everybody's learning as they go.
But with that being said, I could, if I'm a parent and I'm just so lost, I could reach out to Stacy or someone and they would help guide me through this process.
Absolutely. And we've had early childhood people at all the open back to school nights, at the school sites and have preschool to help support with that, as well as tomorrow or Thursday and Friday. We will have computers to be fully staffed at the buildings as well to help families navigate that system as well.
So families that do just show up on Thursday, we will have early childhood staff there to help support them to get them in the system.
Thank you.
Yeah, we had a lot of traction at the backpack event on Saturday. We were able to enroll a lot of families.
So I just wanted to comment because I use the bridge care system because I have a 4-year-old who is eligible for free pre-K. And so the promise that was made by Governor Jared Polis's administration was that kids would get 15 hours. That was the original promise. And that if you were a child with one risk factor, which included things like low income, a dual language learner,
An IEP.
so disabilities, that sort of thing, that you could qualify for 30 hours. So it went from every kid gets 15 hours, but if you have one risk factor, you can have 30, which my kids are dual language learners, so I was like, cool, I get 30 hours. So then what happened is they realized there were too many kids that were eligible for the 30 hours, and it wasn't, their funding didn't meet that. So now they're asking for 2 risk factors in order to qualify for 30 hours. So the first risk factor has to be low income, which I really like that he did that, or the administration did that, and then there has to be a second risk factor in order to qualify for the 30 hours. So I've done the match where you rank your top programs. It was a bit confusing in that the number of providers at the beginning, when I got on really early on, like in January to enroll my kid, there were much more providers that opened up later. And so then I could see parents like me being like, well, I had these to choose from, but now I want to make my choice again now that I know all these other places are open. So I think that part was clunky, because I think a lot of parents then went and wanted to revise their top choices.
And you couldn't be selected as a provider until you were approved to be a preschool center, or and had state approval. And so a lot of providers, including us, had a lot of work to do to get approved to be a provider.
And so I think the funding has definitely been the issue. I think they totally underestimated how many kids would have one risk factor, so they did bump it up to 2 risk factors to try to dial down on the kids that would qualify for 30 hours. I'm hopeful that this year, is going to be the rough year, but then that next year, universal pre-K will be more smooth than it is this year. My question was kiddos who are not in our 6 sites who have IEPs.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe the district is in charge of paying for some of their pre-K,
Mm-hmm.
even though they're not
Mm-hmm.
in our 6 schools that you just listed.
Tom, you want to address that? You want Stacy too, or me too?
Yeah, so the 520 slots, there's 20 seats per classroom. So we essentially hold UPK slots and special ed slots within there. So we have space available for students with IEPs.
So they will come back to us.
Yeah.
We will not provide services to outside providers.
Okay.
So if you're an outside provider, so one of the issues, of course, is if families might choose to waive their special education services to be with a different provider.
Mm-hmm. But then they are waiving us paying for anything? Okay. So in order for a pre-K child to have District 6 money, they have to be with an IEP, they have to be in one of these 6 sites, our schools?
Yes.
In order to receive services and be enrolled in public.
To get
Okay.
special education
Okay.
services.
Okay.
Yeah. What else are you wondering about? We'll give you, more updates as this unfolds, and as we learn more, we'll get you more information on a regular basis. So,
Is there busing service being provided to get kids to and from daycares and whatnot if parents are working?
not from
Or what are-
daycares, but there's services. Many of these children are provided with transportation, especially many of the students with IEPs.
So is that cost on the school district? Is that cost going to
That's
the
our
universal program?
The transportation is our responsibility.
Is it? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else you all are wondering about? So Ms. Sullivan, if you'll just share that information, we'll have somebody follow up with them and with that parent. And it's not the only one. As I've been out meeting with staffs, I'm hearing from some of our own employees about their difficulties with the system.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, that was preschool. Then the next thing I wanted to share is that Amy will be sending out to you all information regarding my evaluation. It's that time of year to start that. We did push it up just a little bit so that brand new board members who might come on are not trying to do a superintendent evaluation as soon as they come on. So we've been moving that over the years to get it at the timing more accurate with the end of a school year and with when board changes occur. So if you'll watch for that information from Amy, you'll have an opportunity for some input for that too. And then I think we landed on that second meeting in September
I think
or
so.
to put that all together. And then the final thing that I had to share was I just wanted to share with you all that Dr. Dattery is out on bereavement leave. You'll notice she's not here with us tonight. So Dr. Andrews will be taking lead on the curriculum, present curriculum item, which would typically be Dr. Dattery, but her stepfather passed away after a pretty sudden turn of events related to a recently diagnosed cancer. And so she is out on bereavement today. The service was actually today. So I expect she was back last Friday to check in with folks, and I encouraged her today to take another day or two with her family, but we'll see what she does. That's all I have, President Matthews.
All right, thank you, Dr. Pilch. We appreciate the update from the summer. Next is the debrief of our work session. And Richard, would you like to go first? I always forget you, so I want to make sure that I get you in.
No real comments here, just saying everything seems great, and just want to congratulate you guys for the back to school event. It was such a big event. I even saw it on the news that lots of people came, so yeah, thank you.
Dr. Kimpo Spitzy.
Sure. Just happy to be back here in the business and executive meetings, getting some work done with you all. I'm so excited about this school year.
Mr. Finley.
Yeah, the same. Summer felt quick, but it was kind of long, and get back in here and there's full calendar and all the openings and the normal weekly stuff. So it's exciting to get back to work.
Ms. Mesh.
Thank you for the updates. I think there's a lot of questions around pre-K, and it sounds like there's no short answer. So thank you for going through some of that with us. And this is Michael's third time to have a senior, but it's my first time to have a senior. So there's all the bittersweets and the last first day of school, things like that. But my kids are super excited to go back and see all their friends. And so, yeah, it's going to be a good year, but I want it to go not too fast. I want to savor every moment.
Mr. Norwood.
Summer did go by fast. It's a full calendar. I've got a busy schedule, but I'm marking dates that I think I can make. So, and if anybody tomorrow has a spot in their car, we're down 3 vehicles. So my wife has my car tomorrow. I would like to go to the ribbon cutting. Is that tomorrow? But my bike has got a flat tire and car down and 2 trucks down. So.
Sounds like a country song.
Sullivan.
Same boat. We are down a truck now, and I tried to drive my son's car, who's getting ready to move to Florida, and he's out on a business trip, so he was kind enough to let me borrow his car, but as I was driving it today, the entire stick shift came off the floorboard, so I pulled over, and Rob, who was nice enough to give me a ride. So if anybody would like to give a ride, my husband had to take my car, and so we're down a vehicle as well, but I would like to go to that ribbon cutting ceremony. Definitely at Jefferson. I'm really interested in seeing that building, so if anybody would like to pick up, I'll pay gas. Yeah, summer went by very fast. What we have 30 days of rain, so it didn't even feel like we had a summer. But yeah, it's good to be back. I know all the kids that I've been in contact with are really looking forward to their school year getting going again.
Ms. Pappas.
Agree. It's nice to be back. Looking forward to getting back into schools. I really appreciate the preschool update. It makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Stacy. Not that I think I can understand why it's so challenging for our parents, but I appreciate all the support that you're offering.
Yeah, and I don't have too much to add. It is good to be back. It's good to have kids back in school. I do like the delayed start for some, and my high schoolers went to school today, but my middle schooler did not, and so I got to hang out with him a little bit today while everybody else was gone. But thank you for the update on everything that you guys have been doing this summer. I'm anxious to get to hear the bond update and how all of that is progressing. I know we've gotten to see a lot of it. It was wonderful to see Madison and see. Again, it's amazing that for each school we have been on time. We have not had to delay a start yet. I mean, it's so fantastic. So thank you guys. That's all we've got. This portion is adjourned, and we'll see everyone back at 6 o'clock for the business meeting.